What's up, athletes? Welcome back. Today we're doing a 10-minute full body workout. Now it is completely body weight. All you'll need to follow along is just your mat and then an elevated surface nearby. Now we're going to use this to modify some of our movements, but we're also going to be doing some dips and some other exercises here. Now we are doing a wild card workout today, so we've got 10 different movements. We're working for 45 seconds. We are resting for 15 seconds, and I'll only let you know what's coming up in that 15-second transition. Now, as we get started, I'll show you your first exercise and then we're going to start the timer. All right, so our first movement today is a forward back lunge on the right side with a squat. So we're going to use one leg as the base. We're going to take a step forward. We're going to come into a lunge, stand back up, and then switch into that back lunge, come back to the center, and then squat. So again, forward, back, either in one movement, and then squat. Now, really important that when we lunge, we want to think about where we're going to press our weight. So as my right leg comes forward, all of my weight is driving through that forward heel. And then when I come back and I reverse, bringing the right leg back, all of my weight now is on the left side. All right, athletes, ready to begin? Here it is in 3, 2, 1, and go. So remember, just take your time here and really be mindful of that knee. So I always remind you, athlete, that we're wanting to do this forever. We're not just wanting to do this for a few years. So really important that we're always thinking about our joints, thinking about safety, and then of course sustainability long term. So come gently down onto that knee and then just take that time, keeping that back nice and straight, and squat. So we got 5 more seconds. Maybe we're going to do one more rep here and then switch and break. All right, next exercise. Now we're going to switch to the other side. Now the right side is our base, and then we're still going to add that squat in between. So in 5 seconds, here it is. 3, 2, 1, and go. Now really important to note that it's very normal that we always have one side where we have better balance than the other side. So with me, it always takes a little bit of time to warm up that right side because of nerve damage. So if you've sprained an ankle, if you've injured your knee, or anything else, you'll notice it just takes some time. And one little trick that I do is I train barefoot. So you've noticed that in my videos. And the reason for that is that we have a lot of intrinsic muscles in the bottom of our feet that are responsible for balance and proprioception, and we don't oftentimes use those. All right, and break. Okay, next we're gonna get into a super plank. So you have the option to modify here with me. So right, left, and then mountain climber, and then switch to the other side. So left, right, and then mountain climber. Right, left, and then mountain climber. So again, if you'd like to modify, you can elevate your body, putting the forearms on a couch or on that chair you have nearby. But important on this movement is really to focus on the hips. So just be mindful that we're not hiking up the hips up here, but we're squeezing the glutes, really trying to keep the hips and the shoulders and the knees all in one line. That's it. Continue to breathe here. A few more seconds and break. All right, amazing. Now we're gonna come off those arms a moment. We're gonna give them a break because we're coming right back into that plank to push up. So here it is again in 3, 2, 1, and go. So now right, left, and then, oh, I messed that up for you, athletes. Here we go. Right, left. And just want to remind you also that I don't edit these videos. So I want to show you that I lose my balance sometimes. I've been known to fall sometimes. And I also mess up the exercises and the reps, sometimes different orders. Sometimes I mess up the time interval. And so that's just a part of it. Keep going. and it's expected. So just stay consistent and keep going. That's really the key. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, amazing. We're gonna go ahead and flip it over now onto the back for a hollow hold. So in this position, to modify, you can bend the knees a bit more. Otherwise, you're gonna extend the legs, making sure that you can't pass the hand under the low back. So press that low back against the floor. You wanna lift up the chest, bring the arms up overhead. I like to point the toes and really extend the legs here if possible. Now, you should not be feeling this in the low back, and if you're feeling like you're starting to lift up that back, just lift up your legs a bit higher. Reinforce that low back into the mat. And now continue to breathe into the movement. This is where we oxygenate the muscle, we refuel the muscle here. 10 more seconds, we got this. Breathe into it. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, small little break here. And prepare for a bicycle crunch. Now, I love this movement because really is very simple and allows us to incorporate that upper and lower body into that full fascial chain. So as we work the abs, we want to remember that our abdominal muscles don't work through isolation. They work in conjunction with the rest of the body. And so just doing crunches, for example, is not that effective in building strength that will translate into some gymnastic movements like a pull-up, for example. So remember just to try to think about exercises that incorporate the upper body and lower body when doing core movements. So bicycle crunch, even the hollow hold that we just did, I'm sure you felt the top of the legs. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, amazing. Now come on up here. We're gonna get down to our little bench or chair, and we're gonna go for some dips. So you wanna keep your back nice and close to your bench. Your legs are straight for an increased challenge, or you can bend your knees here if you'd like to modify, and then using your legs to help you come up. But you can always start as well with outstretched legs, and then as you start to fatigue, you can bend the knees, bringing them in a bit. Inhale as you come down, and then exhale as you come up. Now, you also want to make sure you're going low enough that the shoulder is going below the elbow. That's full range of motion. If you're finding that you're a little bit short in that range of motion, just bend the knees, bring your feet closer to your body, and continue the movement. Oh, I'm feeling that big time. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and lie down now, keeping the upper body onto our chair or our bench here. And we're gonna go in for some reverse hip lifts. So hands here on the shoulders, we're gonna go all the way down, tuck in the chin, keeping the head in line with the body. 1, 2, and now we wanna spend more time in that top position than the bottom position. So inhale, and then exhale up. Try not to use those hands if possible. Inhale and exhale. And again, holding that top position for a couple of seconds. Now I lift up my toes because I really reinforce that posterior chain, really trying to focus on the work happening in the glutes and in the hamstrings and the calves as opposed to just the quads. And break. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and bring the right foot on top of the left and continue the same thing. So in this position, we're really isolating that left side. You may feel a stretch on the right side depending on how tight you are in general, but we don't oftentimes think about isolating this movement with using one leg at a time. Again, same thing, wanting to spend more time in that top position. Really gonna feel these glutes tomorrow, athletes. I'm very excited for you and for me. It's one of my favorite feelings, just to to feel that you've really worked that muscle. And it's not about driving through the pain or wanting to have pain as the outcome, but I just love that feeling that I've worked something that I haven't worked in a while. All right, take a break. And now you can come up and sit here on the bench to take a small break, but then get ready to flip to the other side. We're doing the same thing. Coming all the way down and then up, 1, 2, in that bottom position. Again, this is one of those movements where really you feel it more the next day, sometimes by the end of the day. So stay with me here. Doing great. Almost done. We've got about 25 seconds left. 1, 2, and down. Again, keep that chin and that head neutral. You can place your hands here behind the neck if you're starting to feel that your head is getting heavy or that you're starting to feel a bit of a strain in the neck. But remember, just don't press down on the head. Don't force a flexion. 3, 2, 1, and break. Good work, athletes. We made it. So proud of you for continuing to show up for you. Remember that if you have it in you, repeat one more time today, or check out the link I have for you at the end of this video to complete today's training. Now, I love to hear from you, so comment below. Let me know how you like this. Remember to like this video, and if you are new here, subscribe to the channel so that we keep training together. Now, workouts come out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so stick with me, schedule that in, and let's do this. You got this, athlete. Go refuel, rehydrate, and let's meet in the next one.